Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel and my crazy headband. Today we're going to do a girl talk get ready with me. Absolutely love making these videos. I don't make them obviously for my makeup skills. I like to have open discussions with you guys about different topics, and today's topic might make some people upset. I'm just gonna say it. But I've been feeling really strongly about it recently, and I want to talk about it and see y'all's opinions. So with that being said, you know, let's be nice in the comments to each other, to ourselves, to everything, because this might be a bit of a controversial topic depending on where you stand in the matter. But nonetheless, we've got my little fun headband on, and we're gonna do some makeup, and we're gonna talk about beauty standards and contradictions in the world, okay? I'm opening up a really large can of worms. I feel like I have hair on my face, or like lint, whatever. Okay, so a lot of this started mostly in my mind, but I started thinking about how oh my god, I feel like my hair. Blech. About how judgmental the world is about beauty and bodies that aren't their own and things. So the first thing that made me think about this is my body and going through pregnancy, okay? So first things first, it's one of those things where I became really aware of it after I had my baby. But when you're having your baby, right, everyone supports, you know, being healthy and, you know, doing things that you want to prevent things like, let's say, stretch marks, for instance, right? So totally acceptable, totally normal to encourage and, you know, talk about products that help with stretch marks during pregnancy, right? And I was like, okay, that's normal, that's good, you know, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know, just thought it was normal. So why is it okay to promote future damage, right, from pregnancy, but not treat it afterwards? Why is it okay to, you know, rub bio oil all over your belly, but it's not okay to get a tummy tuck after pregnancy? And you're supposed to just love your body, right? Why is there a double standard in that? Why are we supposed to, you know, be okay with preventing, but we're supposed to love and accept our body once it happens? I just found that to be like the first case of like, that's interesting, right? Or like I really started thinking about that first. So I started thinking, yeah, why is it okay? And why is it also okay to like reflect your opinions upon somebody else? Because let's talk about opinions also for a minute. Let's talk about opinions and your ideals of certain things, surgery, weight loss, weight gain, all of those things. They come from someone else in your life. 99.999% of the time, your opinions are formed from parents, from friends, from things you hear, things you read, and those are other people's opinions. So the crazy thing is, unless something specifically has happened to you, which is again so personal, no two people are the same, you really don't have, you know, you're just basing your opinions off of other people's opinions as well. So this is gonna be all over the place. So that's another thing, is like your opinions on loving your body after pregnancy comes from maybe what you've heard growing up, or what you've been around, or other people have gone through it and all that, which is so one-sided as well. So again, that's my first thing, is like, why is it okay to prevent things when you're, you know, pregnant, and that's totally socially acceptable, but the minute you're unpregnant, you're supposed to love your body. You had these stretch marks and it's a good thing. You have extra skin and it's a good thing. You know, you should just love your body. And if you don't, that's not okay. And it's like, the crazy thing is your body changes throughout your life at all times. And it's okay to change your body, and it's okay to work towards things, whether it's physical work like the gym or something like that, or getting surgery if that's what you'd like to do. I think that that's okay. All right, let's talk about another topic. Why is it okay to support a breast reduction, but not a breast augmentation, enhancement? Why? Why is it okay to support somebody who feels like they, you know, would like a smaller chest? There could be medical issues, obviously, 100%, but a lot of it comes from like emotional, right? Like you don't like it, it's uncomfortable, things don't fit right, it affects your day-to-day life, all those sort of things, right? That's one aspect of it, and I'm fully aware that that's a reason. But why is it not okay to support the girl who doesn't feel like herself in her own body and wants to change and get boobs? Why is that not okay? Now, I will say I didn't grow up, I grew up in a very small town where I didn't know a single person who had had a breast augmentation, bigger or smaller. I also, like in college, I remember my sorry, I had something in my face. My manager at Abercrombie was the first one, she showed me hers, and I was like, oh my God, I had no idea. But I wasn't influenced by that. I really didn't have any issues with my boobs. I think they were fine. I never had any issue. But it's just one of those things where I started thinking, why is it okay that we support the girl who like gets the reduction because, you know, she doesn't like the way things fit, or she doesn't but we bash the girl who does it, who didn't feel comfortable or confident in her skin, and just tell her she needs to be comfortable and confident in her skin. See what I mean? See how it's a little backwards? And so, yeah, that's another thing. Because in the bigger picture of life, whether you agree with this or don't agree with it, that's its own thing. Gender changes, right? We support those people for going through and not feeling comfortable within their own body and making those decisions to change. And that's completely okay and normal as well. But again, other people can be looked at as superficial or not accepting your body or whatnot. I don't know, it just really came, it really like set off like my brain into thinking like, why is one thing okay and the other thing not okay? And it's based off of other people's judgments. And why do we care? Wow, I care. Why do I care, right? Because, you know, it's okay to, this is another concept. So I got this when, you know, I started thinking about weight loss and my fitness journey since having a child, because I've been pretty open of the fact that like my body changed. And I also don't think you have to be fully content with your body, whether you've had a baby or haven't had a baby. It doesn't matter. If you want to change, you're totally allowed to do that. Why? Because it's your body and you're allowed to feel as confident in your body as you want to be. And if you need to change that in order to feel confident, that's okay. I think there's a stigma around it, and I think there's also a stigma around weight loss, weight gain, muscle loss, due to the amount of time that it takes or the amount of dedication it takes. Some people are judgy because they're lazy and don't want to do it themselves, or they say, oh, that's not gonna work because I've tried it, or da-da-da-da. It comes from a deep-rooted seed of judgment and jealousy, maybe. I mean, again, the girl who gets any surgery done for her body, that's a lot of money. That takes a ton of money to do. She probably thought about it, she probably saved for it, and it's to make her feel better about herself, right? I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Anywho, I remember when I was first starting at first I was trying to lose weight. And why is it okay to post videos about gaining weight and gaining muscle, but the minute you post something about trying to lose weight or what you're doing or all that sort of stuff, which again is so crazy because it's so different for each person, like those what I eat in a day to lose weight crack me up, because I'm just like, obviously that's not gonna help anybody unless they're the exact same size that you are and doing the exact same exercise that you're doing. They're just for inspiration. That's what I use them for. But anyhow, why is it okay to track calories to gain weight and muscle, But on the flip side, it's not okay to count calories, or not okay, but more judgment to count calories. You're being restrictive, or you're promoting diet culture, or just all this, where it's like not necessarily the case. You know, I just found that I get more comments on like what I eat in a day's. Some people saying you're eating way too much, or some people saying you don't actually eat that, or you're not eating enough, or you're promoting this, or you're promoting that. And it's just like, it is based off of what you think. And that's completely okay. And that's what the world is for, is people with differentiating opinions and values and ways of life and all of that. But I think it's important to do two things. First of all, not be so fucking judgmental. I myself have been there. I myself have totally been there. And I think everybody is judgmental until they've gone through something where they can then empathize with that person. And the second part of it, what was my second part? I literally don't remember my train of thought. But basically, to understand that what someone else does with their body is not affecting you at all, ever. And I know that I used to judge people. I used to think that if some girl got a boob job, she was like a floozy, or she just wanted her body sexualized, or what. Like, do you want to know why I thought those things? Because I either A, was jealous, which I can't remember at the time because my mind has changed to now, obviously, or my parents or friends inflicted those opinions upon me, right? I didn't just, like, you're influenced by all of your decisions, your opinions, your everything. Think about, where do they come from? Why am I feeling? Why do I feel the need to judge somebody or tell somebody they shouldn't do that to their body? Why? Why do I feel entitled to do that or say that? And I'm asking you to think about it in your life, why you feel that way. And some of it might come from like, yo, I've had that done and it was really bad. But again, there's a way of expressing that without, you don't know what that person's going through. You have no idea. Zero idea. I never had to, growing up, honestly, really care about my weight or anything like that. I was active in high school, through college. Again, like if I felt like I gained a little bit of weight, I would just watch what I ate for the week and get back on track. I never had to worry about weight up until I had my child, and that's just life. And, you know, I did some things to change. I started going to the gym, and I grew a fond love of the gym and seeing what I could do for my body. And I realized my goals in the beginning were very aesthetic, and they're still aesthetic if I'm being completely honest. Of course, I want, you know, a very aesthetic looking body because that's what I feel comfortable and confident in, and that is completely okay. And if yours are different, that's completely okay too. Started off aesthetic, and then it turned into the health factor for me. I lost my mom to a heart attack, and she was trying to make changes to make herself healthier. But overall, like, I saw that happen, and I also see, just as you get older, your muscles deteriorate and different things happen. So I started focusing on building muscle to make sure that my frame stayed strong and healthy, and I wanted to do it now during this part in my life so that I know that once you build muscle, it's easy to maintain it. It gets harder and harder to build it the older and older you get. So I've always had a pretty relatively normal figure. I never counted calories, I never watched any of that, I never did any of it, but I didn't have to until I had my son and I gained some extra weight. My body just changed. It changed in ways that my scale is pretty much the same, but my hips just changed. They're wider. I can't fit into shorts that I used to fit into, that I never had that issue before. So I had to really look at myself and think like, okay, I'm supposed to love this body that I have right now. After I had a baby. And I was like, but you know what? Like, who am I kidding? I don't like this. Why don't I like this? Because I have to buy all new clothes. And it's just, asking somebody at 30 years old to love the body that they just got in 9 months is kind of hard to do. And I think that's something that's okay to be spoken about. And just because you don't love it doesn't mean you're not a good mom, doesn't mean you're not a good influence on people. It doesn't. It means nothing. What matters and what means something is how you feel in your own body. So obviously, yes, I went to the gym. My body's changed. There are things that I had no idea would happen with pregnancy. I didn't get stretch marks. I think a lot of that has to do with genetics. But what I did get is wider set hips. I got saggier boobs. Like, that's life. I obviously wanted to change some things. So I started going to the gym. I started working out. I started counting calories. And then I switched. I started counting calories to cut calories, and then I started counting calories to build muscle. And, you know, I started thinking, why is it okay for one and not the other? Why is it, you know, both can be very toxic in different situations, but there's also that toxicity of yo-yoing and not knowing what to measure up against. So let's say you're just like shooting for the moon, like I'm going to do something, but you have no sort of goal or how you're gonna get there, the why, and then you wonder why you don't get there. And then that's toxic and negative, and it can cause a whole lot of other things. So all I'm basically saying is, you know, if you're losing weight, if you're gaining weight, if you're happy, if you're not, remember that everyone's choice is their own choice, and not to be so judgmental. That's what I'm getting at. Another thing, what's another beauty standard? Oh, okay, so why is it okay to, I get surgery is drastic, right? Obviously there are risks that are involved with it. It's expensive, it's drastic, but somebody who changes their hair is the same person or the same thought process. Like, let's say someone's brunette, but they dye their hair blonde. That you're not accepting your body. You're not accepting your hair. Like, there's all just things that are like, why are one thing socially acceptable and normal and other things not? Just because of your ideals and how you grew up and what someone told you one day. I don't know. It really got me thinking, you guys. If you can't tell, I'm just curious to know what y'all's thoughts are on it. Where do you think the judgment stems from, one way or the other? Why is it okay to, you know, shame somebody who for getting gastric bypass surgery to lose the weight instead of going to the gym? Maybe they have issues with their knees, or they have, you know, or whatever the case may be, or they just have the money and want to do it. The only person judging that person is somebody who's jealous of their money or the ability to get it. So, okay, same thing with BBLs versus actually going to the gym and gaining weight, right? Not everybody has the time or the want to do that, but they can go and buy it, and that's their choice. That is totally their choice. So the shaming, it just needs to stop. The double standards of supporting a sex change but not supporting a girl who is a A cup and wants a D. Why does it matter? You want to know why it doesn't matter? Because it doesn't affect you. It's not your body. Everyone is totally entitled to their opinion, and I completely agree with that. And that's why you have your own body. But all I'm saying is, if you've thought about changing something on your body, whether it's going to the gym and working out, whether it's eating healthier, whether it's tanning your body, why is it okay to tan your body but looked upon bad if you want to lighten your body? It's all just kind of nuts. Am I not happy with my body because it's not tan? Where is the ideal behind being tan? Why is tan a good thing? Does it show that you go on vacation? Does it show that you like skin cancer? I'm just kidding. And then, you know, like, yeah. I mean, I think back in the day, darker skin used to mean like you worked in the farms and things like that. So you were like a laborer, versus if you have pasty white skin, it was different. Just something to think about. Just the things that go on in my brain. Yeah, I don't know. It really, I think if you had asked me about these, like my opinion on surgeries and my opinion on weight loss and weight gain and things like that a couple years ago, the camera was sick of listening to me talk. It turned off. But yeah, I think if you had asked me my opinion on these things years ago, like I said, I was very judgmental about people who got surgeries to enhance their looks and things like that. And now I've realized that like all that like doesn't affect me. And props to that girl who changes things and makes that decision, because it's not an easy decision to make. And it's okay. And I think we need to normalize letting people make their own decisions about their body and what's right for them. Obviously, if you're concerned for them, if they have an eating disorder or, you know, body dysmorphia or whatever, obviously there's help for that. But I also think we need to normalize the fact that we have one body, we have one life, and if we want to change something in ourselves that doesn't affect anyone else, go for it. You don't want to know why? You're not guaranteed tomorrow. You're just not. And if it's gonna make you happier, who cares? It's not gonna hurt anybody. It wouldn't hurt anybody if I got a tummy tuck. I'm just saying, you know? It wouldn't hurt anybody if I dyed my hair pink. It also wouldn't hurt anybody if I got extensions or, you know, nothing, nose job, whatever, got bigger lips. None of that matters. It's to each his own, and beauty is within, and how you feel within your own skin and all that. I think that's what's important in life, is not, you know, who cares if somebody gets lip fillers and da-da-da-da, like, or cheek fillers or anything like that, because that's how they feel their best, and I think it's okay. But you let me know, what do you think? Do you think that we shouldn't do that? I can understand how it can be very toxic as well. Like, I understand how those sort of things can be toxic, but I think that I don't think it's necessarily the person, how do I want to say this? Just as though trends change with clothing, trends change with body types. And that's not necessarily a good thing. It's actually quite crazy that, you know, like right now the big booty, big boobs, small waist is really in right now. That like thick slim or whatever. I don't know. That body shape is in right now, right? When I was growing up, you know what body shape was in? Like freaking Mary-Kate and Ashley are like skinny, right? And I see those like memes that are going around that are like, this is why people think they're fat, because back in the day people used to think like Jessica Simpson was fat, or just like, I don't know, it was on a meme, or like a reel or whatever. But it just goes to show that like body trends go in and out, like, and it's okay to, just like it is to try trends for, you know, makeup, clothes, things like that. Surgery is just a different, more extreme, obviously, way of changing. And I personally don't think that there's a huge, I don't know, I'll watch what I say about that. You know, I can see where it can enhance somebody's feelings about themselves, and that's okay. So yeah, I don't know. This was a deep girl talk, right? But I mean, and when I want to clarify this is, and before you go off on me in the comments, everything in moderation and thought and what is right for you is going to be different. So in the sense of just like extreme dieting, extreme weight gain, extreme surgery, all of those things can be taken to extreme, but everything else would be done in moderation. Like I get Botox because I feel better when I don't have that big old line in my forehead. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Yes. Can I afford it? Yes. So I'm gonna get it. And it doesn't affect anyone else. Does it set an unrealistic beauty standard? Maybe. I can see where that can come in. I can see where that argument is. But that's been a part of life forever. Whether it was magazines, movies, anything like that, there's always been unrealistic beauty standards. They're a lot more attainable now because of social media, and just the world seems a lot smaller nowadays with social media than than it ever did when I was a kid. I didn't know Instagram, you know, models or anything like that when I was a kid. I didn't have any of that to compare myself. So I can understand where that can become an issue. But I think also honesty when it comes to that. Hi, Miss Weenies. Honesty will help with unrealistic beauty standards. I'm not gonna say I naturally don't have a line in my head. Like I get both. That is transparency, but you don't have to. Also, you don't know one to explain those things to, but you know, I don't know. I just think that it's one of those things that can be very looked down upon and people judge based off of opinions and their views and morals. And at the end of the day, if you want to change something about your body that's going to make you happier day to day in your life, do it. Another point while I'm putting on my mascara and thinking about this, what's the difference between wearing a ton of mascara versus getting lash extensions? Money. That's literally the biggest difference. Time, money, just priority in life. Like, right? I've had lash extensions. I know what it's like. It's awesome. But I choose not to have them now. I like to not have them. But the biggest difference is where somebody piles on mascara or puts on fake lashes versus somebody who pays to get lash extensions is you're altering yourself. Again, superficially, but you're altering yourself. And the biggest thing is somebody who has money and the time to do it versus somebody who doesn't value that, doesn't want to do that, doesn't care for those things. But both people, you know, are entitled in making that decision for themselves. And the girl who gets eyelash extensions, it was me. I was that girl. And there was nothing wrong with that. It's not that I didn't love my body. I just loved waking up with lashes. Here's another thing. Why are we supposed to love our wrinkles, but not love our acne? And you can love your acne. I'm sure some people do. But there's tons of products to get rid of acne, right? And there's tons of products to get rid of wrinkles. There always has been. Let me know also in the comments, are there any other beauty double standards that you've thought about in life? And do these just apply to women? No, they can apply to men as well. Yeah, I don't know. Just thoughts. Raw thoughts in my brain. And I decided to bring them to your screen today. So, again, let's all be kind in the comments. We're all entitled to our opinions. Anyway, that is my little beauty standards rant for the day. I actually want to end by trying this Rare Beauty liquid blush on my lips. The only reason I didn't try it on my cheeks today is I have a scratch on my face from Arlo scratching me. And so I used it yesterday and got caught in there, so I was like, I'm not doing that again today. Oh, these really are pretty as a liquid lip. Ooh, that was pretty. I never wear lip product. Anyway, my goofy headband that I love. That was my Girl Talk Get Ready with me. My random thoughts that I have on the beauty industry and surgery and loving your body and all of the things. And just remember that every stage of your life, your body is going to be different. And if you don't like something, you can do things to change it. And you don't have to worry about the judgment of other people. Do what's right for you, what's true for you, because everyone's different. And the last thing you want to do in life is think that I didn't do something because I was too afraid of what other people would think, or I did something because of what other people think. Both things can be true. Like, I got lips because my boyfriend wanted me to have bigger lips, or I got this because of this. And it's like, do what's right for you, and you know that you'll make the right decision. So anyways, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this super random topic. And if you did, let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. I love you guys so much. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.